Hi, why do you think some IT companies scale into multi-million dollar powerhouses with high margins and sticky clients, while the others struggle with delivery issues, talent churn, and weak pipelines? The answer lies in tracking the right key performance indicators, the numbers that connect finance, delivery, HR, and sales execution. So in today's videos, we will break down the top 20 KPIs that every IT software services leader must master. But before we jump into the KPIs, let us first quickly understand the operating engine of an IT services or a software company. There are four core functions. First is finance and monetization. This includes revenue growth, profitability, collections, and revenue mix across digital versus legacy services. The second is the delivery and operations. This is the heart of the IT services. Utilization, billing rates, defects, project profitability, and on time delivery. The third core function is the HR and workforce management. Talent is the product in IT companies. So, hiring speed, attrition, training, and bench strength decides the delivery success. And finally, you have the sales and the client management. Deal wins, renewals, pipeline, and client concentration determine the future revenue and growth. Because IT companies rely on people, projects, and long term client relationships, the KPIs ensure that the execution aligns with the financial outcomes. Now that we understand the operating model of IT companies, let us quickly dive into the KPIs, starting with the ones every CFO tracks, the finance KPIs. On a quick side note, if you are serious about growing your career in FP&A, then do check out our Certified Global FP&A Professional Program. CGFPA is a 6-month accredited certification in FP&A designed to help you become real business partners. If that sounds something you would be interested in, links are in the description. Also, there are a bunch of free resources that you can download on FP&A, including books and free courses. You will find all the links in the description. KPI number one is the revenue growth percentage. It is calculated by taking the current period revenue minus the previous period revenue divided by the previous period revenue. It tells you whether the business is actually moving forward across clients and service lines by comparing the current revenue to the last period. For FP&A teams, this is critical because it signals market competitiveness and how much growth runway the business truly has. Next on the list is the IT KPI number two, the operating margin, also known as the EBIT margin. Operating margin is calculated by taking the operating profit and dividing it by the revenues. It is one of the most closely watched profitability metric in the IT services, showing how much profit you generate from every rupee of the revenue. For FP&A, this directly impacts cash flow, valuation, and how much the business can reinvest for future growth. IT KPI number three is the revenue per employee. Revenue per employee is calculated by taking the total revenue and dividing it by the number of total employees. It measures how productive the workforce really is by showing how much revenue each employee generates. For FP&A, a higher number here signals stronger pricing power and more efficient delivery models. IT KPI number four is the days sales outstanding or the DSO. The DSO is calculated by taking the accounts receivable, dividing it by the total credit sales multiplied by the number of days. It shows how quickly the business converts a revenue into actual cash. For FP&A, a lower DSO means better working capital health and lower financing costs. Next on our list is the KPI number five, which is the digital revenue percentage of the total revenues. It tells you how much of your revenues comes from modern high margin services like cloud, AI, cybersecurity, and analytics. For FP&A, a higher digital mix directly lifts the margin and strengthens the long term competitiveness. All these finance KPIs shows how healthy the business looks on paper, but delivery KPIs show how well the engine actually runs. IT KPI number 6 is the utilization rate. This is the single biggest driver of IT services margin. It is calculated by taking the billable hours and dividing it by the total available hours. For FP&A, even a 2% drop in utilization can wipe out millions in EBIT. The next is KPI number 7, which is the billing or the realization rate. It is calculated by taking the actual billing divided by the standard billing rate. It shows how much of your potential billing you actually convert into revenue versus the standard rates. For FP&A, this is a direct signal of pricing power and whether the contracts are truly profitable. That brings us to KPI number 8, which is the on time delivery percentage. It measures how consistently projects are delivered as promised. For FP&A, this directly drives client satisfaction, renewals, and future upsell opportunities. IT KPI number 9 is the project margin, also called the delivery margin. The project margin is calculated by taking the project revenues minus the project cost divided by the project revenues. It reveals the true profitability of work at the project level and not just at the company level. For FP&A, this is critical because when project margins slip, overall company margins collapse fast. Next is IT KPI number 10, the defect density, also known as the rework percentage. The defect density measures the quality of what the teams actually deliver. For FP&A, a high rework rate quietly destroys margins by increasing costs, delaying timelines, and damaging the client trust. The delivery KPIs are the engine, but the engine only works when the people are strong. That's where our HR KPIs come in, which are the next set of KPIs. ID KPI number 11 is the employee attrition rate. The attrition percentage is calculated by taking the number of employees leaving, dividing it by the average number of employees. This is one of the most critical HR metric in the IT services, showing how many people leave over a period of time. For FP&A, a high attrition drives up the hiring costs and slows delivery, directly hurting margins and growth. IT KPI number 12 is the training hours per employee. This shows how seriously the company is investing in upskilling for cloud, AI, automation, and cybersecurity. For FP&A, a higher training typically leads to better delivery quality and lower rework cost. IT KPI number 13 is the bench strength percentage. It is calculated by taking the number of employees on the bench, dividing it by the total number of employees. The bench percentage strength shows how many employees are available but not currently billable. For FP&A, a bench that is too high means wasted cost, while if it is too low, that means the business can't scale fast when the demand hits. KPI number 14 is the employee satisfaction, often measured through ENPS or Employee Net Promoter Score. It reflects the morale and the workplace culture across the organization. For FP&A, a strong ENPS score is a leading indicator of lower attrition and higher productivity. KPI number 15 is the average hiring lead time. The lead time is calculated by taking the days from the job opening to the offer acceptance. It measures how quickly the organization can fill critical talent gaps from job opening to offer acceptance. For FP&A, slow hiring directly delays project kickoffs and pushes the revenue out. After looking at the HR KPIs, now let us move to the final piece of the IT services engine, which is the sales KPIs. Because without the deal flow, no IT company can scale. KPI number 16 is the deal wins, measured through the total contract value TCV and the average contract value ACV. It tracks the total and the average value of the contracts the business is closing. For FP&A, this is the strongest forward looking signal of the future revenues. Next up is IT KPI number 17, which is the win rate percentage. Now, the win rate is calculated by taking the number of deals won, dividing it by the total number of deals submitted. It shows how competitive the company is when bidding for RFPs and tenders. For FP&A, a low win rate is an early warning sign of pricing pressure or weak differentiation in the market. IT KPI number 18 is the client retention rate. The retention percentage is calculated by taking the number of clients retained, dividing it by the total number of clients. It measures how many clients stay, renew, and expand their contracts over the period of time. For FP&A, this matters because existing clients guarantee the majority of the revenue and profit in IIT services. KPI number 19 for IT services companies is the top 10 client revenue share. It highlights how dependent the business is on a small set of customers. For FP&A, the top 10 clients contribute more than 50 to 60% of revenue, then the concentration risk becomes dangerously high. Finally, that brings us to our KPI number 20, which is the pipeline value, or also known as the coverage ratio. The coverage ratio is calculated by taking the pipeline value and dividing it by the sales target. It shows how strong the future deal flow is compared to the sales targets. For FP&A, this is crucial because it helps predict upcoming growth and plan hiring and capacity well in advance. These 20 IT services company KPIs connect finance, delivery, workforce, and sales, the four engines of an IT services company. The FP&A teams use these metrics to answer critical questions like: are we growing profitably? Are delivery margins stable? Is our talent bench ready for the future projects? Is the pipeline strong enough to sustain growth? Let us do a quick recap of the four buckets. First, we talked about the finance KPIs like the growth, margins, collection, and the digital revenue mix. Next, we moved on to the delivery KPIs like the utilization, billing, quality, and the project margins. We also talked about the HR related KPIs, the attrition, training, hiring speed, and the bench strength. Finally, we talked about the sales related KPIs like the deals, the win rates, the retention, and the pipeline. If the company tracks these KPIs consistently, the IT company becomes scalable, predictable, and highly profitable. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the top 20 IT company KPIs, then do like the video and also subscribe to our channel for more such FP&A video content. Also, let me know in the comments below which other industry KPIs you would like me to cover in my next video. Also, don't forget to check out a bunch of free resources like FP&A books, courses, and cheat sheets. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.